So in this vat is a bunch of moving black ooze that's probably the closest thing to Venom you've ever seen. Now if I get close enough, it jumps onto my arm, defying gravity and eventually cover me from head to toe, just like in the movie Venom. So what is this stuff and how is it happening? It's called ferrofluid and it's got some amazing properties that make it perfect for creating a real-life liquid Venom suit. So the reason ferrofluid can move like this is because it's magnetic. So as soon as we put a magnet nearby, it immediately springs to life and creates these awesome shapes that actually show the magnet's field in 3D. Super cool stuff. It was actually originally invented by NASA as a way to inject fuel in zero-G. Their solution? Make the fuel magnetic. So they made ferrofluid, which is basically tiny iron nanoparticles that are magnetic, suspended in an oily fluid. It's a little too convenient though. It's NASA from space, brought back this Venom, also from space. Depending on the magnetic field strength and orientation, you can make some awesome shapes. It's also got this ink jet black shiny look to it, which makes it even cooler. There's also different colored ferrofluids like this red stuff right here.
That is a red one!
So it might even be possible to make a Carnage suit as well. Now, if we get the magnet a bit too close, it'll actually jump onto the magnet, completely engulfing it, just like Venom does to his human host. So the plan is to take this to the extreme and hopefully make the closest thing to a full Venom suit in real life. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to make this video. I still don't want to make this video. This stuff is a nightmare to work with.
Oh God, fuck.
It gets everywhere.
What'd you do?
Dropped it.
What is that?
I dropped the ball.
What are those?
What, like best case scenario, I end up covered in black slimy goo. It's just not gonna be fun. But in my last video, I made the mistake of showing a clip of this stuff. And now all the comments are challenging me to make a full Venom suit. While I hate to admit it, it does look really cool. So if there ever was a time to do it, it'd be now. All right, but in return, you guys gotta leave me a comment for what I'm making next. Let's just start simple. Who knows, maybe it'll be easier than we think. First, we're gonna need a bunch of paper towels. Now, I'm basically gonna mummify myself. Wrap me up, don't be shy. Don't look at me. Stand in a bucket of ferrofluid and let capillary action do the rest. Same way that trees can pump water hundreds of feet in the air without moving at all. Probably smarter than a tree.
I'll hold it with my tongue. Ants are biting me.
Get them. Yep. Ow, ow. I mean, if trees can do it, why can't we? All right, you ready for this?
Oh!
Damn it. It sucks. We had one job. Oh, it'll get there. Damn, I was really hoping it would just whoop, and we'd be done with this. Come on.
Could do one last method that I have been thinking about.
You're not gonna dump it on me.
Come on.
Oh, Venom, what if we just did this? Oh, I just have to blur it. Yeah, it doesn't work. This would just take way too long to completely cover me. We don't have time for that. We got people to eat. Also, it really doesn't look as cool as I hoped. We gotta fix that. So my next plan is to use magnets, like this neodymium magnet right here. For this demo, I'm pretty much just gonna hold onto it. And once we get close enough, the ferrofluid will spring up onto my hand. And if that works, eventually we'll make it cover my whole body. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Dude, look at that. And it'll flow down my arm.
Wow, that's freaking weird.
This looks weird, dude.
This is so weird. Ooh, that's weird through your fingers.
Look at the spikes on the back of my hand. But this brings up another reason why ferrofluid is too much like Venom. It's actually gonna be a big problem for this video.
It's not coming off. I'm freaking out.
It is super hard to wash off. It will get all over you and everything you touch. It's not working. It won't come off. Dude, I don't know what to do.
I have one idea.
What's that?
This will help, bro. Seriously.
Another way.
Think about it. It's working. It's working.
Am I clean yet?
Yeah. All right. Let me do one where I'm recording and then.
Yeah, it's recording. So what do we learn? This stuff is f***ing messy. Talking soccer star, Loch Ness monster messy. Oh my God, dude. Aggressive today, man. All right, yo, toss me a cut shirt. How's it look?
My God.
Get off. Beautiful. I sent a couple of these things over. I've been wearing them every day. You've probably seen them in my last like 5 videos. Check them out below because these things are clean. My shoes though, once again, completely ruined. I'm not sure anyone's gonna want these, but it did give me an idea for this video's giveaway. Woo! slightly shat shoes. Now, we're actually giving away these much cooler looking Venom Air Force Ones. Custom, one of a kind. So if you want them, just drop a like and subscribe. And then go follow me on my Instagram too. I'll announce the winners next time. Speaking of that though, congrats to Caden for winning our last shoe giveaway. I made some custom Spider-Man Air Force Ones that change with heat. I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, to avoid the mess, I tried playing around with this magnetic slime. I mean, it's cool, but not that cool, unfortunately. So I guess we're stuck with the ferrofluid. Now, thankfully, it is non-toxic, but it is a mild skin irritant. So far, I'm feeling all right, but I would not recommend doing this. You know, no one should do this. I have a camera though, so that means I'm qualified. So to cover myself completely, we're gonna need a lot of it. I did some rough calculations, and to cover a person with a surface area of about 2 square meters, call it about like 3 mils of ferrofluid as a coating, we would need about 6 liters of ferrofluid at least, which for ferrofluid is what's known as a shit ton. Just for context, this tiny bottle of ferrofluid, it's about 60 mils. It's about 25 bucks. We need literally 100 times more. Maybe we can make our own. Can't be that hard, right? It's basically just iron and oil. Actually, coincidentally, the other day I was hanging out with a few other science YouTubers. You might recognize them from their highly educational videos. And they introduced me to Nile Red, who is probably the best person to talk to when it comes to making homemade ferrofluid. Hey, what's going on, man?
Not too much, and you?
I've been messing around with ferrofluid. Got a lot of it on my hands and spent the last hour trying to get it off. It's kind of a shit show.
It's one of the messiest. Like your hands, your clothes, all your bench top.
I already hate myself for agreeing to do this. How hard is it to make it?
I don't remember exactly how much it costs, but it's like if you could make it yourself, it's really cheap. Order of a few dollars a liter. How much do you pay? Like $500 or something?
Yeah, like why are they charging this much?
People don't talk about the way that they've done it, because if you find out, then you can make it like them.
Interesting. As it turns out, there's kind of a monopoly on ferrofluid. Apparently it's super top secret. I bet there's like a whole underground market for bootleg ferrofluid because it's actually used in a ton of different stuff, from electronics like hard drives to rotating shaft motors, MRI machines, super useful stuff. And it all comes from one company. Well, if you couldn't figure out, we're pretty so, after pacing around for a while and contemplating my life choices, I eventually worked up the courage to buy the fluid. Whew, okay, we probably should have figured out how we're actually gonna put this stuff on me before sinking like 2 grand into Venom soup. Good soup. So how do we turn myself into a magnet to attract this ferrofluid? I wonder if you can magnetize skin. Oh my God, that is perfect. Looking to get a vaccine.
Which vaccine?
Are these the magnetic ones?
Magnetic? What do you mean?
Yeah, are they magnetic at all?
What
do you have?
It's like a joke you're saying, because there's no such thing as magnetic vaccines and
I read some articles. I'm trying to like get magnetic.
nothing here.
Nothing?
Maybe try at another pharmacy.
All right. Let me go to another pharmacy. Hi, do you have any vaccines?
What vaccines?
Whichever one's magnetic.
Huh?
Whichever one's magnetic.
Magnetic?
Yeah.
We don't have any magnetic.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work. What a surprise. Turns out there's a lot of spam on the internet. Actually, a great way to filter out all that nonsense and stay up to date on the news is with Morning Brew, the sponsor of this video. They'll send you a free daily newsletter every Monday through Sunday. It'll get you up to date on business, finance, tech news in just 5 minutes. Like today I learned about this new private space station that should launch in the next 3 to 10 years. It's called the Orbital Reef, and apparently it'll be like a Starship WeWork. It'll have separate quarters for living and working, allowing it to be rented out for research and tourism. Morning Brew is super easy to consume, which is great, especially with attention spans growing shorter by the second, and it's gonna help you way more than just like aimlessly scrolling through TikTok. I don't care how strong your pause game is. So go to morningbrew.com/jlaser or click the link in the description below to subscribe to Morning Brew today. So, if we can't make ourselves magnetic, then we're gonna have to make something to wear that's magnetic. And this proved to be harder than I thought. Ideally, I wanted to use electromagnets. Flip a switch, get magnetized, get near the ferrofluid, and it jumps onto us. So if we take a nail and wrap a coil of wire around it, and when we put voltage through it, we can actually generate a magnetic field. The trick though is we need the magnetic fields to be equal all over me. But with electromagnets, the field's not the same across a magnet. The field is like a ring. So each electromagnet would need to be super tiny to make the magnetic fields as even as possible for the fluid to evenly coat. We would need literally tens of thousands of tiny electromagnets to make the full suit. That's also tens of thousands of wires we need to connect and supply with power. But you know how when you attach a magnet to something, that new thing also becomes magnetic? Maybe we could actually use that and make some sort of like mesh type suit. Ah, here it is.
You have that.
I don't want any questions. This way we'd only need one, albeit very large magnet, to make this entire thing magnetic. This was such a cool idea. Almost. See, I forgot that the strength of the magnet also depends on the amount of material it's stuck to. This super thin mesh has hardly any material, so the magnets don't work that well on it. Now, the other option, just cover myself in regular magnets. First, we gotta find the right magnets. They need to be small enough to make a suit out of, flexible enough so I can move around, but also strong enough so they can pull the fluid over me. So I tested a bunch of different sizes and shapes, and the magnet that did the best was the 5mm ball magnets. Its spherical shape allows it to bend in any way we want, which is great, and the shape also helps the fluid pull along it evenly, unlike some of the flatter magnets. They're also big enough to still have quite a bit of magnetic pull, but not so big that the suit would be too bulky, I think. So I started out with a small scale test to see if this would even be possible. Just wrapped a few ball magnets in a tube and painted them tan so it looked like skin. When I touched the end of the ferrofluid, it shoots up the tube, completely covering it. It's exactly like the effect in Venom. Kind of mesmerizing to watch, honestly. So I put some more magnets on my arm and then gave it a try.
That feels so
And it does look really cool, honestly. I can't imagine how my entire body would look if I'm covered in all this. But we need way more magnets, like too many more. More than anyone should have. And it's just my luck that the 5mm ball magnets that work the best for the suit are the hardest type of magnet to get. You wanna know why? Buckyballs. If you remember those magnet toys from 2009, basically spherical magnets just like these were branded and sold to kids. A few of the outside the box thinkers decided to eat the magnets. As it turns out, if you eat 2 of them, they'll go full Randy Orton and pin your organs together. So if you eat 1, you're fine. Just don't eat 2. Or if you do eat 2, eat a third to balance it out. The point is, it's gonna be really hard to use them for the Venom suit. Just hit the vaccine place one more time. No, all right, no. We've come way too far. I did some rough calculations. Again, if the surface area of a person is about 2 square meters, each magnet being about 5mm, then we're gonna need over 100,000 magnets to cover me. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot of magnets. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's too many. So I think I finally found a magnet guy. Still a little confused on the legality, which is not great, but back when all of this was first happening, it was like super banned. Some of that's been overturned now. Bit of a gray area, but I think as long as you don't resell them, should be good. Another 2,000 on the line here. All right, there we go. So many cool things I could have bought. Hand-forged snake katana. I could have gotten fucking 10 of them. Why am I doing this? Why? 2 weeks later. Finally here. Oh, this is too many, dude. We'll just lift all of them at once.
Oh my god.
No, see, then we'll just. All right, the last one. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I have to put all of this on me. Oh, we're so screwed. Oh! Damn it. We'll do a nice stacking montage or something. That'll be fun. Now we have to take them all out. Oh, they're all wrapped in plastic too?
Oh. Child labor. Do we know any kids on our block who do this?
We're not allowed to do that anymore. I like that tower.
Innovation. Okay, let's play that out.
Your tower fell. Now, when you have 100,000 magnets, it would just be irresponsible not to do some super satisfying magnet stuff. Oh god, yeah, that was satisfying. All right, so I know I was sort of ripping on kids for swallowing these by accident, but I've had these for about 2 hours now. And I've already come extremely close to ingesting them myself. I get it, okay? Now you might be thinking, Jake, this magnet idea, it's really simple. Just put on some magnets and touch the fluid. Yeah, I thought so too. But no, you gotta think of the weights of the magnet, how to actually attach them to me. Like there's 100,000 of these guys. Also, we gotta make it look cool. So I first started playing around with different patterns to make it look more interesting. I used a bit of rubber to make an elevated pattern. Now when we put it near the fluid, it covers everything except that pattern. We can also like layer the magnets vertically too. So we just use some more magnets to create like some Venom tendrils. So we can get some pretty cool patterns when we combine like the rubber and then the extra magnets. So we started by making sheets of magnets, wrapping them around me, and then coating them in latex rubber. This should help hold everything together, because while the magnets are strong, they're not strong enough to hold the 100+ pounds of magnets combined. This latex should also force the fluid over the top of the magnets where we can see it, and not through the middle as you can see happening right here. So I made 4 leg pieces, 4 arm pieces, and a torso. Then added the cool texturing and let them dry. Now, to get the best contrast, I made the leg pieces light blue, the shirt light red, and we'll film it on a white backdrop. That way the black ferro fluid should contrast really well. I also really wanted to do the expandable head. I'm not sure how much fluid I can safely put on my head, but I think if I just put a few magnets attached directly to my face and hands, it'll look cool, sort of like it's about to cover me. Now, I haven't done much with makeup, so it'll be a learning experience. We went from an engineering channel to a magnet channel, so I guess we're a beauty channel now. Just mixed up some paint, matched it to my skin tone. Too purple, and it was too white, and then we got to the right shade. I haven't even watched anything on how to do this yet, dude. I think you just start dabbing on a little latex, stick it on. Why don't we have makeup teams? No! Could have gone way worse. So with the face done, I started putting on the rest of the suit. So you might be asking, what's the plan to get the ferro fluid off when it's on? And to that, I'd say I have no idea. You know, the more I think about it though, the more perfect that actually is. Venom's a parasite. He doesn't come off easily either. So it's gonna be exactly like Venom, but it'd still be cool if we could get it off. So in the movies, Venom has a weakness to a certain sound frequency. And it just so happens that speakers work by pulsing electricity through a coil to move a magnet, which we all know has a magnetic field. So the ferro fluid should react. Maybe we can blast the ferro fluid off like in the movies. It's actually crazy to see how the different frequencies affect and resonate with the ferro fluid. In the movies, Venom really reacts to high-pitched sounds. But I've found for what I'm using, low sounds of about 24 hertz hits the resonating frequency and makes it freak out. It's actually pretty crazy that it works this way. But still probably won't be enough force to blast a liquid off of us. So let's try Venom's other weakness, fire. And wouldn't you know, it actually burns just like Venom does in the movies, because the carrier fluid's made of oil. It's honestly scary how similar this stuff is. I think there's a whole conspiracy between Ferrotech, NASA, there's something they're not telling us, all right? You can see the fire completely destroys the ferro fluid, just leaving the tiny metal particles as remnants. Now, something they didn't try in the movie was going to the other extreme and freezing it. So let's do that with some liquid nitrogen. As it turns out, the ferro fluid actually solidifies and you can pull the pieces from the magnet, which is great news for us. You know, maybe we can even salvage some of this fluid for later. But personally, I'm not super down to get burned or cryogenically frozen myself. The real solution we found is actually bleach. Look how it completely breaks down and dissolves the fluid. It's kind of mesmerizing. Problem is, any method of getting the fluid off will destroy it. So that means we only have one shot to get this right. To make matters worse, the suit is very heavy and hard to put on. Parts of it weren't working the way we planned. We cut our losses, took it off to fix it, and try again later. Now, unfortunately for me, it attaches by sticking adhesives to my body. So taking it off is, shall I say, less than fun. Look at that, dude, that's glued to my leg. Oh, I'm so glad we have to do this again.
What's up, J Laser videoers?
Ow! Oh, God.
I'm here with J Laser Video, and he's going through it.
But much like my missing body hair, we'll be back. It wasn't a total loss though, because we were able to try the face part, which looked super cool. So we just need one more thing, and that's the beat from Venom, because we don't have the copyrights for it, so we're gonna have to remake it. I think I have just the guy in mind.
This loosely is what you sent me is the reference.
Yeah, they haven't even seen this part yet in the video.
Added some robot sounds.
Oh, the building. Oh! Damn.
All right, and then I had it says it's J Laser, right?
Yep.
So I added some laser sounds.
Oh, you put lasers in there? I think that's better than the original, dude. It just took it 20 minutes. Nick Smith music. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Oh, there's one. More fluid. It's gonna be so messy, dude. I'm really worried. We have one shot at this, and that is it. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. It's like the scene where he's like fighting him.
That was sick.
Was it worth it?
This is a hilarious. In agony, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it's sick, right?
You look so tan. You look like you're ready for a bodybuilder tournament. Kind of.
Now I'm still covered and wet.
I just want to keep you out here.
Anything else?
Juggle maybe. Oh, here.
Oh god.
Now the comments say they want you to swallow one of those whole.
Get the fuck out. Generally, where the video ends, like and subscribe. I'd like to shout out Morning Brew.
Come back
out of here. God, dude, get out. I am never doing anything like that again.